Incorporating a nonprofit in Michigan is a journey filled with purpose and passion. It's the moment when your mission to make a difference takes its first official step. Whether you're working to uplift your community, advocate for the environment, or support education, establishing a nonprofit means you're formalizing your commitment. In Michigan, this process is not only achievable but also straightforward if you know exactly what to do. So, let's take a walk through the steps of registering and incorporating a nonprofit in the Great Lakes State, breaking down the requirements, fees, and timeline along the way. Step 1. Choosing the perfect name for your nonprofit. Think of your nonprofit's name as its identity. This is the banner under which your cause will march forward. Michigan law requires your nonprofit's name to be unique. It can't be similar to any other registered business in the state. The name must also include a corporate suffix like incorporated, corporation, or simply Inc. to show the world you're official. Keep in mind, the name can't mislead people about your mission. Once you've chosen that perfect name, double-check its availability using Michigan's business entity search through the Department of Licensing and Regulatory Affairs. If you're not quite ready to file but want to secure the name, you can reserve it for 6 months for a $10 fee, an easy way to buy yourself time while you plan the next steps. Step 2. Appointing a registered agent. Every nonprofit needs a registered agent, a person or business entity based in Michigan who will receive official documents, such as legal notices or tax forms, on your nonprofit's behalf. Think of the registered agent as the middleman between your nonprofit and the government. The agent must have a physical address in Michigan, not just a P.O. box, ensuring there's a reliable way to deliver important information. Step 3. Filing the Articles of Incorporation. Now, it's time for the official paperwork that will bring your nonprofit into legal existence, the Articles of Incorporation. This document, Form CSCL/CD 502, is your nonprofit's birth certificate, and filing it with LARA is the crucial step that makes your nonprofit a legal entity. Here's what you'll need to include. The nonprofit's name, of course. The purpose of your nonprofit, and be mindful of this if you plan to apply for federal tax-exempt status under Section 501(c)(3). Registered agent information, who's responsible for receiving your nonprofit's legal documents. Names and addresses of the incorporators, the individuals starting the nonprofit. A provision for how the nonprofit's assets will be distributed if it ever dissolves, required if you want federal tax-exempt status. The filing fee for your Articles of Incorporation is $20, which is surprisingly affordable for such a significant step. You can file this document online, by mail, or even in person. If you're in a rush, Michigan offers expedited processing for an extra fee, ranging from $50 to $1,000, depending on how fast you need it done. Standard processing generally takes 3 to 5 weeks, but if you're up against the clock, you can fast-track it and have it done within 24 hours or even on the same day. Step 4. Crafting bylaws. Bylaws might not need to be filed with the state, but they are critical for your nonprofit's internal structure and operation. Think of them as your nonprofit's rulebook. They outline how decisions will be made, who holds the power, the responsibilities of board members, and much more. Bylaws provide the framework for how your nonprofit will run on a day-to-day basis, helping to keep everything clear and organized as you move forward. At your very first board meeting, you'll need to approve the bylaws to officially adopt them. Step 5. Hold your first organizational meeting. This is a milestone moment, the first official meeting of your nonprofit. During this meeting, you'll do more than just celebrate your new organization. You'll elect officers, approve the bylaws, set up any committees, and establish the foundation for the work ahead. Keep minutes of this meeting because they're a formal record of your organization's start and are required by law. Step 6. Getting an EIN. Every nonprofit needs a Federal Employer Identification Number, EIN, whether or not you plan to hire employees. The EIN functions like a social security number for your nonprofit. It identifies your organization for federal tax purposes. The good news? You can get an EIN for free by applying through the IRS website, and the process is typically quick and easy. Step 7. Apply for Michigan State Tax Exemption. Once your nonprofit is incorporated, it's time to look into state tax exemptions. In Michigan, you'll need to submit Form 3372 to the Michigan Department of Treasury to apply for state tax-exempt status. Make sure that your nonprofit's purpose aligns with the exemption categories recognized in Michigan, which usually follow federal guidelines under Section 501(c)(3). Step 8. Apply for federal 501(c)(3) status. If your nonprofit plans to seek federal tax-exempt status, this is the moment to dive into the IRS paperwork. To apply for 501(c)(3) status, the golden ticket for most nonprofits, you'll file Form 1023 or the shorter Form 1023 Easy if your nonprofit qualifies as a smaller organization. The Form 1023 Easy has a filing fee of $275, while the longer Form 1023 costs $600. The IRS typically takes 2 to 4 weeks to process the Easy form and around 3 to 6 months, or more, for the full form, depending on complexity. Once approved, your nonprofit will enjoy federal tax-exempt status, and donors will be able to claim deductions for their contributions, a major boost to your fundraising potential. If your nonprofit plans to raise funds through public donations, you'll need to register with Michigan's Charitable Trust section. This involves submitting Form CTS-01 and paying a $275 fee. It's a critical step if your nonprofit intends to run fundraising campaigns. Incorporating a nonprofit in Michigan is not just about following a series of legal steps, it's about turning your vision for change into a reality. With a carefully chosen name, a dedicated registered agent, and the filing of your articles of incorporation, you'll have set the foundation. The creation of bylaws, holding that first meeting, and securing an EIN give your nonprofit its structure. And by pursuing state and federal tax exemptions, you'll open doors for your nonprofit to grow, gain support, and expand its reach. And here's the best part: you don't have to wait. Use the link in the bio to learn more and get started on creating your nonprofit in Michigan today. Every great change begins with one bold step. This is yours.